Hi, my name is Raman Virapin. I'm a full-time medical doctor and I'm also a home bartender. And I teach other busy professionals how to make cocktails at home. And in this video, we're going to be making the Manhattan. The Manhattan is a classic cocktail that's in the same family as the Martini and the Negroni. And it's similar to these other cocktails because it has a liquor, a vermouth, and a bittering element. And I have the three ingredients with me here. The easy way to remember the recipe is just to remember the number 212. Now that number is very easy for me to remember because it's actually my birthday, February 12th. And I'm going to give you guys a trick to help you remember the number 212 as well. So 212 is actually the cell phone area code, or it's one of the cell phone area codes for New York City. And even more specifically than that, it's one of the cell phone area codes for Manhattan. And this drink is called the Manhattan, so that's why it's very easy to remember the number 212. And in that case, in this case, that refers to 2 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and then 2 dashes of the Angostura bitters. So as far as the ingredients for the whiskey, this drink is traditionally made with rye whiskey, but these days you can actually make it with any type of whiskey. If you make it with Scotch, it's actually called a Rob Roy. For me specifically, I like to use bourbon as my go-to mixing whiskey for classic cocktails, and my bourbon that I'm using here is the Four Roses. For sweet vermouth, there's a lot of brands, but I like to use the Dolan. It's very readily available and also very affordable, so it's a great beginner option as well. And for the Angostura bitters, there is only one company that makes that. It's the Angostura company. So let's go ahead and build a drink. This is a stirred drink, and for all stirred drinks, I do like to build them directly in the glass. If you order a Manhattan at a bar, this drink will be mixed and then stirred inside of a separate mixing glass, and then it'll be poured over a coupe glass and served up. But for home bartenders, the best option for stirred drinks is always to build it directly in the glass. It's just the most time efficient and also requires the least amount of cleanup afterwards because you're only using one glass. And then the question becomes, do you put the ice first or do you put the ingredients first? My rule of thumb again for that is that if the drink contains bitters, then I put the ingredients first. And if the drink does not contain bitters, then I put the ice first. And the main reason for that is that with the bitters, we're only using 2 dashes. So if you put the ice first, the bitters could actually end up on top of the ice. And that's also the reason I like to use the bitters first before the other 2 ingredients, because I want these directly onto the bottom of the glass since we're only using 2 dashes. So what does that mean exactly? We go ahead and just take the cap off. You turn the bottle about sideways and then you just shake it twice and then you get a few drops into the glass itself. So you go ahead and do 2 dashes like this. So that's 2 dashes. Then we go ahead with our other ingredients. We're going to have 2 ounces of the whiskey. And then we have 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth. So now that you have all of your ingredients in there, then you go ahead and you add the ice. I have the big cubes of ice here, but if you don't have this, you can use a couple of smaller cubes as well. And you want to be very careful in putting it in, just because you don't want it to splash up the side of the glass. So go ahead and just drop it in slowly like that. And then you take your stirring spoon, and then go ahead and stir it until it's chilled. So you know it's done when you start to feel the outside of the glass get pretty cold. So about there, it's done. And there you have it, the Manhattan.